On Mustang News, Woods Humane Society brings cuteness and community care with its annual fall festival.
Crowds of families and friends visit Brookshire Farms for the Halloween season.
Campus Health and Wellbeing held their weekly Narcan training to educate students on overdose prevention.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
You're watching Mustang News TV. I'm Leave Collum.
And I'm Sarah Kate McRae. Here are today's top stories.
October is National Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, and Woods Humane Society in San Luis Obispo celebrates every year with their Wiggle Waggle Fall Festival. I got to visit this year and check out the festival's positive impact on the community.
Woods Humane Society's Wiggle Waggle Fall Festival returned on October 29th after a 2-year hiatus. Both Halloween festivities and pet service booths lined the walkway to celebrate the month of October, which is National Adopt a Shelter Dog Month. Emily LaRue, the Director of Development at Woods, says events like the Fall Festival allow the organization to showcase their animals and services.
Now, more than ever, more dogs need homes. We absolutely saw an influx coming into our shelters as the world opened back up post-COVID. Events like this really help in community awareness. It brings awareness to our shelter and to our fellow rescues that help companion animals in need, and we are all about collaboration at Woods.
Tricks and treats ran aplenty at the festival. Pets could ring in the season by bobbing for tennis balls, rubbing paws with their friends, or taking a photo with Santa, who made an early stop from the North Pole. Aspiring pet owners could adopt a rock while their parents shopped and checked out the booths. The costume contest had dogs and their owners hit the runway with their best Halloween garb. Andrew DeSessa won top prize for his collaborative costume with his dog Maggie.
Yeah, seeing everyone's creativity and everyone here is a winner, so it was really fun.
The festival culminated in a showcase of Woods' adoptable dogs, a send-off of spooky season.
Information about Woods Humane Society can be found on their website, woodshumanesociety.org.
The Cal Poly men's tennis team is preparing for the 2023 season, officially starting in January. Reporter Maddie Harrell tells us how one of their key players had an opportunity to get an early head start representing the green and gold on a national level.
While fans are excited for the start of winter sports here on Cal Poly's campus, some athletes have already been back in action. One Cal Poly tennis player stepped on the national stage to match players from across the country. Political science junior Noah Berry qualified to compete in this year's All-American Championships, hosted by the Intercollegiate Tennis Association, better known as ITA.
It's considered to be one of the biggest college tennis tournaments in Division I tennis, and basically all the best players from the best schools all across the country go to Tulsa, Oklahoma at the beginning of each fall to compete against each other for ranking spots in individual rankings.
And getting there isn't easy. You either have to be ranked or selected by the ITA. Berry said he got lucky because in September they gave him a preseason ranking of 104th, which was enough for him to qualify for the draw.
I had a tough first round match. I played a guy from University of South Carolina who's a very good player, and I was definitely a bit nervous going on, but I played well, did what I was supposed to do, and I got the win. And then I played another good player from University of Kentucky, great player, and he was top 800 in the world right now. I luckily got that win too, 3-set battle, and then I had a tough one against a guy from Florida State University.
Berry said having the opportunity to be on the court next to some of the biggest names in college tennis was a process that left him feeling rewarded.
I would definitely say it was a bit intimidating at first, seeing all the best schools and the best players in the country, but you know, once I started winning some matches and got comfortable there, I really enjoyed it, the experience. I mean, feeling like I've actually gotten myself to that top level and I'm able to compete there now, it's satisfying for me.
For Mustang News, I'm Maddie Harrell.
The Cal Poly men's tennis team will be traveling this weekend to Ranchos Palos Verdes, California to compete in the Jack Kramer Club Invite.
Coming up after the break, Cal Poly takes home both men and women's titles in cross country, along with the women's soccer team clinching the regular season title in the Big West. Stay tuned.
Dad? Being a dad can be transformative, but also a lot of fun. Help prepare your little monster for the outside world. Encourage their interests. Support their growth. Walk them through new relationships.
He's perfect. Whatever you say.
and prepare them to stand on their own 2 feet.
So much of the good in my life is because of you.
Never stop being a dad.
STEM is everywhere. Like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that could be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Welcome back. Now here's Presley Allen with the weekly weather forecast.
Thanks, Sarah Kate. So today you're going to be seeing a high of 64 and a low of 46 here in rainy San Luis Obispo. So make sure you grab that raincoat if you're going to be outside today. We got 90% precipitation, 73% humidity, and 13-mile-per-hour wind, so a bit breezy. Moving on along the coast, in Cayucos we'll see a high of 61, Morro Bay a high of 63. Coming down south to Avila Beach, a high of 62. Pismo Beach, a high of 64. Oceano, a high of 65. So we're in the 60s here on the coast, and it's going to be a little rainy and cloudy as well. Maybe not the best day for the beach, and a little bit of a chilly night beach walk, if I do say so myself, with the lows in the 40s. Now moving on to our 5-day forecast. So on Wednesday, we'll have a high of 61. Thursday, a high of 62. Getting back into our cloudy weather on Friday with a high of 66. Moving along to Saturday, a high of 69. And Sunday, it's going to be a little rainy again, just like today. And our lows will all be in the 40s. Besides, on Thursday, it will be a low of 39. Bit chilly this week. Like I said, grab that umbrella. Now over to Carter with sports.
Hi, I'm Carter Herrera, and here's an update on Cal Poly sports this past week. Cal Poly Cross Country won both men and women's Big West titles this past weekend. This marks the first time since 2018 that both teams took both championships and the 6th time it has happened ever for the team. Shifting over to soccer now, the Cal Poly women's team clinched the Big West regular season title after defeating UC San Diego 1-0. This is the first title for the team since 2013, and they will play in the semifinals against Long Beach State Thursday evening at 7. The men's team has also found success recently, as this past Saturday they defeated the Cal State Bakersfield Anteaters 3-2. Looking at football now, Cal Poly had a difficult game against the UC Davis Aggies after they lost 59-17. This loss now gives them a 1-7 record. To round things off, the Cal Poly basketball team opens up their season this Thursday with an exhibition game against Cal State LA. Then on Monday, the team will play their first Big West game against the Bethesda University Anteaters. And that concludes this week's update on sports. I'm Carter Herrera. Back to you guys.
Cal Poly's Campus Health and Wellbeing offers Narcan kits to educate students on preventing an opioid overdose. Reporter Abigail Obranovich highlights the campus training.
Dexter Lawn was busy Thursday afternoon with students visiting many different booths, from sustainability to clothing swaps. But a select few could be found at a different booth, hidden at the end of the crowds. The Campus Health and Wellbeing booth was holding their weekly Narcan training. Students flocked to the booth to certify themselves in case of emergency and know how to save their friend's life.
Not many people know too much about it because it is something that's really new, especially to Cal Poly. I think a lot of people think it's a needle injection, but it's actually nasal spray. And if you know how to administer it, then you're really, really close to saving a life.
Okay, so here's some instructions on how to use them. We recommend read the instructions when you're, sober, so then you actually know how to use it. Okay.
While the weekly Narcan trainings are popular, Cal Poly is working towards making this a mandatory requirement for some students.
They're really working to have Narcan distributed in dorms for RAs, but I'm not 100% sure of that yet, because I know that they do feel that there is a need for all RAs and maybe all presidents of fraternities and sororities to be trained to administer Narcan, but right now it's just the beginning, and I do think we're going to end up getting to that level of Narcan administration. It's definitely been an increasing problem, especially over the past couple of years, and it's such a safe drug. Narcan is such a safe drug, and even if you don't know if someone is overdosing from an opioid, even if you do administer it, it's still really safe. So there's really no harm in administering it because it could potentially save a life. So we do it every Thursday from 11 to 12, and it only takes 15 minutes. So the pros and cons are really one-sided, and I really think that everyone should have Narcan and bring it out with them.
Reporting for MNTV, I'm Abigail Obranovich.
Students can get trained and certified for Narcan administration by attending the weekly trainings on the Health Center lawn every Thursday starting at 11. Make sure to show up early as you can as supplies are limited and run out fast. Next on MNTV, Brookshire Farms hosts several fall activities throughout October, bringing the SLO community together. More after the break.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Up in Los Osos, crowds of families and friends visit Brookshire Farms for the Halloween season. Reporter Avery Elowitz shares how the farm brings what they call agro-entertainment.
Big, small, orange, white. Brookshire Farms sells all sorts of pumpkins and gourds throughout October, while offering entertainment for all ages. From hay rides to pumpkin patches to corn cannons, co-owner Sean Calloway shares what the farm calls agro-entertainment.
All kinds of different agricultural items that we use to entertain families, children, adults, everything.
One of the features includes an engine demonstration. Tim Stewart, owner of Tim's Tractor Service, brings in some of his tractors and machinery to educate others.
My goal is to do a little history demonstration so that people can understand what they did besides what they are.
One of Stewart's demonstrations included placing corn in the machine, and seconds later, out comes an empty cob and a bucket full of kernels. He then grinds the kernels down to even smaller pieces, which he feeds his chickens. Stewart mentions one of his favorite past machines, a wolf whistle.
Back in the day, on your old Model A, you would have a wolf whistle on the intake manifold and it would go gets the girls.
As the season comes to an end, Brookshire Farms donates their crops to Cal Poly.
The corn maize will be chopped in middle November. It'll be sent out to Cal Poly's to their dairy unit. We donate it back to them. Cal Poly also supplies a bunch of our pumpkins. So we have the crops class grow pumpkins all summer. We supervise them and help provide seed to them. And then we provide, they provide us the pumpkins and we bring them out here and sell them. So some of these pumpkins here are actually from the Cal Poly.
Despite all the hard work that goes into the farm, Callaway credits what keeps them motivated.
We love the community. We're a big part of the community here, and it really is something that's needed for entertainment.
For Mustang News, I'm Avery Elowitz.
Brookshire Farms will continue to sell fall decor and winter squash through November before opening their Christmas tree sales for the holidays.
This has been Mustang News TV. Once again, I'm Sarah Kate McElroy.
And I'm Leave Collum. Have a great rest of your day.